Hey guys,
I'm Aya
and I'm Zoe.
and welcome back to our channel. Guys, thank you so much for the love on our last video.
It was so amazing.
No, and it feels good for us to know that you guys are keen for the content that we're about to put up and that you guys are excited as well.
Quite. I mean, like, we saw on our Instagram as well, like, followers coming through. And for those who don't know our Instagram handle, it's at AYA for Aya times ZOE for Zoe. So for those who don't know the account, follow us. And yeah, like, the support has been so great so far. Thank you, you guys.
Yeah, and for those of you who are new to the channel, subscribe, like, comment, let us know that you're here, you've arrived.
Say something.
Yeah, let us know. So for today's topic, we're going to be talking about the 20 things that we have learned in our 20s. Well, some of it we're still learning, because it's a journey. Not perfect.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. So grab a cup of coffee or tea and join us. Stay tuned.
Okay, so Snazza and I both came up with some points that we felt applied to us, and we hope that you guys can also relate to what we have to say. So should I start?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first up on my list, what I've been learning is that you can't let other people's perceptions of who you are define you and how you live your life. And you can't let that limit you. So go for what you want. If there's something that you have on your mind and something that you've always wanted to do, I think go for it. And even though you might feel uncomfortable at first or you might feel scared, I think that's when you know that you're doing something right. When I was writing this, I was thinking about us starting the YouTube channel. Because the response from people was
Wild.
What? I did not expect you would be doing this. This is not you. And no.
I feel you. It
Yeah,
was just
so
like,
if I
you're so
let
shy or whatever the case might be. Like, this is what people perceived of you.
They put on all of these ideas about who you are on you, but you can't let that then affect how you live your life.
So, my one is, okay. This one is, I mean, everyone learns this, but like for me, this is the most important and hence it's like number one, but loving yourself. It resonates with me so much because it affects every part of your life. It affects like your career, it affects your family, it affects your view of yourself, it affects your relationships, yonke into. And like when I think of this, it's just like in general, like love yourself. And I always think of the scripture of that says love others as you love yourself. And thing is, when I remember at church when they actually like emphasized this, it was just like the loving yourself part first is the most important one because you love others as you love yourself. So it starts with you and then you pass on like that love to other people, not the other way around.
But also, I always hear people say, love yourself, like you read about it. So it's like, how do you actually do it?
Okay, so when I think about it, I think loving yourself first is knowing yourself, and then after that embracing that. Like if I can make an example with the whole like self-care, hashtag self-care, self-love, those are like the final products of us embracing who we are. So like if someone's putting on a face mask and they hashtag love yourself, then it's just like I'm embracing my skin, I'm embracing my body. If they're doing body goals or whatever they're doing with regards to getting dressed in a certain way. They're embracing what they've come to know. So I think loving yourself is a process in which you get into of knowing yourself.
Okay, so my next one is to show gratitude more. This is one that I'm learning still, even when things are not going well. So it's just about, I think, being thankful about where you are in life, about what you have, about who you are at the moment, and to not always just compare yourself and to not always wish for what you don't have. So don't focus on what you're lacking always, and just focus on the now and live in the now.
This is so weird because, not weird, I mean friends. So it's bound to happen, but like this is also my second point, like just being content. That's what I wrote there. And I wrote, if you look forward to tomorrow more than you live in today, that breeds discontentment. So this one, my next one is about like putting yourself first. It's so difficult to put yourself first that when you're trying to engage in the project of putting yourself first now as an adult, it kind of feels wrong. It's like, oh, I'm being selfish.
My next one, I think I'm preaching to myself here with this one.
What's up?
It's to exercise even into your 20s, to keep on exercising or playing sports or going to gym. It's not an easy one, but yeah, I'm learning that. You're not going to have that body forever.
So my next one is honoring your parents, guys. So many blessings come from this, first of all, but like it's so difficult because we are so different from our parents, like our generation and their generation. So there's sometimes a lot of clashes when we are portraying our dreams and what we want to do with our lives, and that like normally breeds a bit of conflict or tension when you trying to portray how you feel or whatever the case might be. And so, but even in that, I've learned that it's so important to still remain honoring your parents. Honoring for me means still respecting them, still respecting their opinion, but at the same time honor them with the truth. Voice out what you're truly feeling so that they can understand you. They might take time to process it, but honor them with the truth, honor them with patience, honor them with respect. And
I like what you said about honoring them with truth. Oh, that's a difficult one. Like I think as you grow older, like you become your own person, and sometimes you can lose that connection with your parents. They might not know who you are now,
and I think so much growing up.
Being yourself, and I think it's possible, like in your 20s, as you're growing up, to have those open and honest conversations with them.
Ease them into it.
Yes, don't just be like,
yo, this is what's up.
Just drop hints here and there, but yeah, that's such an important point. But also, I'm thinking also about how my parents pray. They pray so much, and I'm just like, I'm where I am in life because of them. I think if it wasn't for them, I don't know. There's so many moments where I felt like I was in danger. Looking back, but I obviously wasn't thinking that. I could have been in danger. So much could have happened to me, but because of my praying parents, I was safe, and I've gone through life experiences that, and I'm still alive. I'm not so traumatized.
That makes me so emotional.
My heart is in the right place, and
And that one's difficult because you can't. Wow, I'm getting emotional. But like when you live in your life and you're realizing the things that like missed you, like isn't this possible? I don't know how to translate that in English, but like the things that like could have happened that like didn't happen because of your praying parents and their love and their protection. It's difficult to admit and to honor them through that truth, because you have to admit that it wasn't me. Like it wasn't my doing, and it's difficult sometimes to not own the good, because we want to be like, yeah, my decisions got me to it. You know what I mean? You want to own.
I'm an adult.
Yeah, you want all the glory.
Yeah.
And to give them that part sometimes is a bit difficult, but like realizing it actually helps the honoring process much better, because Nyani, the things we put ourselves through out of just immaturity.
Yeah.
you
And it's not
realize.
just about what they've sacrificed, let's say financially for you, but just how they've raised you.
Uthando.
Yeah.
Actually. Uthando.
Because not
Love.
everyone gets to have that. So my next one, yeah, this is something that I've learned over the years, is that especially as we grow older, it's that friendship requires more effort now at this stage. So it's not like you were, maybe long ago, you were both in res,
doing the same
or
degree.
being in the same classes. Now it's all different. People are living different lives, and you have to make effort. You have to be intentional about it and make plans with people and say, Zoe, what are you doing this weekend? Let's do this and this. You can't expect that things will just happen
and fall into place.
Yeah.
Like most of the time we stumble into friendships. I mean, that's just how life happens.
That's
But
how we
then-
met also.
So I think as much as we stumble into friendships, maintenance requires intention.
Yeah.
This
Sure.
sucks, but like this actually goes into my my point. It's at the bottom, but it's being intentional. Yeah, this is like great, because just growing up, like I thought, oh, whatever's meant for you will be. I mean, that's true. Nothing that is for you will be stopped by anything.
Yeah.
But then intention is so important for the quality of what you want to receive from certain relationships.
So my next one is, this one is a hard one. With social media, oh my gosh, it's so hard not to compare yourself to people. Guys, Ubone, people are living lavish lives, traveling. Yeah. But yeah, I think I always just remind myself that, you know, I'm on my own journey, so it's like own race, own pace. And yeah, like we're different people, so we're not all gonna
Be the same.
and live the same lives.
We don't have the same resources.
Yeah, or get the same things at the same time. So my blessings are also coming, and let me just focus on myself. Like just stay in my own lane.
This reminds me of when I chose to do a second degree and people started working. And I was just like, guys, I'm a word. I'm supposed to be working. And then like a voice in my head was like, but you chose this though. So I think I want to highlight that when you compare yourself, look at your life and be like, actually, these are my decisions sometimes that have led me to where I am. I actually chose my life. My next point is trust your friends' decisions. Like, your friends are grown. I am a warrior. Like, by warrior, I don't mean like warrior, I mean like I worry a lot. Like, so sometimes I think like, guys, shame, I wish my friend would do this, you know, like it's like that decision. And like, I've seen it happen to other friendships where because the friend didn't do what the other friend advised, the friendship is now like a bit cracky. You went back to that ex for the 11th time. So, and you were right. You know, like, yeah, and it's just like, let's not do that. Because when you actually look at it, the friend ends up crying on shoulders that they were never supposed to land on because you're not there anymore.
Yeah.
So I think let's trust and respect our friends' decisions and trust that they're growing as much as you are also growing. Like, you don't have it all together. And so just respect your friends' decisions and always be there for your friends.
Your friend has to feel safe enough. When if something goes wrong, they have to feel safe enough to come to you, knowing that you're going to listen to them and you're going to be empathic towards whatever they're going through.
Regardless of whatever you feel about whatever they're going through.
Yeah.
And this doesn't mean be a yes friend, as for Lakey. But like when you're voicing out your opinion and you're giving out your advice, always keep in mind that it is advice.
Yeah.
It's not an instruction.
But it's also the way that it's said.
Ne?
So sometimes sometimes it could feel very judgmental.
Yes.
Can feel like an instruction, but I think if it's said with love, and if you're saying, I'm concerned about this and this, like friend, you know, it looks like, you know, this and this is happening and I'm worried about you. I think maybe if it comes from that place, like yeah.
I think for me the best thing that I've learned is that your life is the advice. So live the way, like focus on you, focus on your life, live the way in which you'd want your loved ones to live, and then you are the advice, because what is seen is much better than what is heard.
Guys, say no to Edgar's accounts.
Tis.
They had me from first year. They gone for first years and they're like, oh, no interest. What? You need it for what? Credit record? No. Are you working? You're not working. You're just a student. How are you gonna pay?
Talking about examples, guys, I saw Eyes open an account and I opened one. So I also had an account after she had one. And it's a mess, guys. It's honestly a trap. And I remember going home the one time and it just kept on calling me. And I was owing like 25 rand, 90 rand sometimes. But they kept on calling me and my mom was like, this is a bad idea. Vala lonto. And I had to like close the account because I couldn't deal. And I was starting to be anxious now. Because I was just like, yo, what if I get a bad credit record? What's going on? And that's the last thing you want to worry about in your 20s, bruh. Like,
it's a no.
Yeah. Don't follow your friends for everything.
And don't buy things you don't have the money for.
Yeah,
just
I think it boils down to that. Pressure and your character is what matters. I used to think what you do is equal to who you are. So if you do A, B, C, and D, this is who you are, you know. And it doesn't necessarily work like that, because now you end up limiting yourself. Like, okay, sharp, this is my trend, this is what I used to do, and now I'm gonna seem fake if I'm starting something new or if I'm being a new person. Like, people change. Like, you went from being mischievous to being a certain type of person. Now you're like, yo, people are gonna think I'm being fake. Good girl gone bad, bad girl gone good, whatever the case might be. But as long as your heart and your character is genuine, you will never be like something else. You still be yourself. So your heart matters, your character matters. And if that's consistent, then you're being yourself. Whether what, you know, you're being yourself.
Okay, so my next one is that you can't assume that people will care for you or love you the way that you want them to. And this I've learned in, you know, my relationships and friendships. I think it's about communication. Like, oh guys, adulting, like, you have to say what you want, what your expectations are, or what you need from the other person. Like, how do you like to be loved?
And that's difficult, because if you don't know, you won't express it. As much as you have the I love being loved this way, you also have your own way of loving. And you just assume that that person will pick that up.
And when it's not appreciated, then it becomes
so it's just like, no, you have to keep in mind that you're loving someone and that's for them, not for you. And so if you are genuinely loving someone, it's more for them, making their life like easier and like possible to be what they want to be in that relationship. So the focus is actually on how they want to be loved, not how you want to love them, you know.
And
I love that.
It will always be different. There will always be a clash. I feel like you're two different people, and you were like you grew up differently, you were taught love differently, you saw love differently, and you bring all of this into your relationship. And
So true.
it's so important to then just have a conversation about it. And this is what I'm learning. It would make life so much easier.
If you knew before. My next point is letting go of some relationships is okay. I think mostly I'm speaking about friendships with regards to this. I used to be very black and white. Okay, I am a little bit still. But I used to be very black and white. Like, it's either my friend or not.
White. Yeah.
Did I say black and white? I used to be like black or white. There was never gray for me. So it used to be a thing of like, it's either my friend or not. It's either I text you or I don't, you know. And growing up, I started to learn that it actually doesn't work like that with human beings. Sometimes you guys grow out of a certain season, and when you enter your next season, that person, they can't be in your life because you're not the same person or they're not the same person. And because you still love that person, you can't just, you know, cut out, because you guys have been through a lot. And I used to hold back because I used to be like, yo, but this person was there for me with regards to A, B, C, and D, so loyalty, like rules of loyalty speak against that. Like, I can't let you go. But it was now I've come to realize that it's okay to let people go and still love them.
So my next one is, so this one, it's something I've learned, is that it's easy to rush into relationships, including friendships.
So what do you mean? Because I'm on the opposite side. I don't rush into, like, I need to learn to go at a normal pace, because I always halt, and sometimes I lose people because I'm thinking too much or whatever the case might be. So like, what do you mean by like don't rush in?
So it's about taking time to heal, or to reflect from the previous relationships about your mistakes or what happened, who you were at the time, and what's changed, so that you don't bring that to the next relationship. So I think you need to heal. That's the main point. To heal so that you're okay with yourself, and to then move on to the next relationship knowing this is what I want, this is what I've learned from my previous relationships, and to then appreciate the new relationship. The new one.
I was about to say that. I was about to say that. Then I think then you get the best of the new relationship when you let go of the old one. Take only the good, what you've learned, and then, you know, okay. So it's a healing thing, not a time thing. This is my last one. I have been taught to learn how to receive. Life did this all on its own. I couldn't have asked for this lesson. I thought I was doing fine, but I really wasn't. And what I was really doing, I was robbing people from showing me love. I was okay with showing other people love, but receiving love in any way, so support, any form of you supporting me in any way. I used to feel like I'm a burden or whatever the case might be. So I receive more graciously now, if I can put it that way. So if it's a compliment, if it's support or help financially, or whatever the case might be, a gift, I receive better now, because I've learned that it's not about like because I lack. I think that's where I was coming from. I was just like, it feels like I don't have anything. And it was so stupid to the point where I didn't allow my ex to Uber me. Like, I was like, I can Uber myself, I can drive myself.
I do that a lot. It's especially in terms of like work and studies. I did that a lot, where you're like, no, I'm okay, I can do this by myself. And it's a lot of pressure to put on yourself. And I think it comes from a place of, if I ask for help, then I'm inadequate.
I'm admitting that.
I'm stupid. I can't do this.
And I mean, that's not what's going on in your head. Because when I used to hear this, I used to be like, this is not me. You know, that's not what's going on in your head. It's just how you're living it out, but subconsciously, you are protecting yourself
Yeah.
from feeling like you are vulnerable.
Yes. Yeah.
And so if you are vulnerable and you let other people in, that like puts you at a place where it seems like to you, to your brain or whatever, it seems like I'm giving them the power to break me. It's not that deep. Allow people to do nice things for you.
Yeah.
My cousin put it in a nice way the other time, and she was just like, allow people to receive their blessings, because when they bless you, they are blessing people. I mean, they are blessing themselves. And so like, don't rob people of their blessings. And I was like, actually, yes, we're alright, because just allow people to do nice things for you. It's honestly okay. It says nothing about you. Like, just enjoy who they are trying to be to you, and it's okay.
Okay, I think we're done, guys.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and we hope that you guys enjoyed our conversation from today. So please comment some of your experiences.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously we didn't put in everything in this video.
Definitely.
And we also don't know everything. So like, we'd appreciate you guys like just commenting what you guys have learned, so that we can learn from you guys, and everyone else that's in the comment can learn from each other. So let's engage. And yeah, if you are enjoying our content, subscribe and stay tuned for more videos that are more or less like this, but also different. So stay tuned so that you know what's up. And yeah,
thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.